So let's say you're new to marketing. Here's how, or you just don't know where to start. Okay. Here's how you can start. We take the marketing, and this is really more for owned and earned. Owned, like you own it, your blog, so forth. Earned, got to work for it, PR. Okay. You're not paying for it, earned. Okay. So what we do is we look at things in three buckets. We look at yours, theirs, and extra. If you look here, you see doing, that's not really a bucket. So we break things down by yours, theirs, and extra. Okay, so first you want to think in the yours section. By the way, you don't need to have this all filled out for every month, but you'll see you will have it after a while, meaning all three buckets do not have to have an item every month. Okay, so you look at yours, and yours is what do you have going on? It's that simple and kind of the big things. And these are the things that you could do a press release about, possibly. So this is like a new office location, a great new hire, a new award, or just an announcement, basically. This is yours, what you have going on. You notice there's a self-serving theme to it a little bit, but it's not like too braggadocious. It's just kind of like, hey, here's the news. Because you know what? The news reports the news. Good to remember. Okay, then we go down to theirs. Theirs is what your audience has going on. Okay, so that means like, what is your audience paying attention to? And you just put it into each month. So if you're B2B, you're going to look at all the trade shows that your audience might be looking at, attending, or just paying attention to. If you're a consumer, you're going to look at kind of some of those bigger holidays like 4th of July or Memorial Day. If you're like doing some car PR or marketing, you're going to talk about road trips in May, a little bit earlier though. That's the problem. That's what the doing section's for. So the yours and the theirs is where we're just putting stuff down in the place where it will happen. When we get to the doing, this is where we're talking about when are we doing these things and what are we doing with them? Because it's one thing to say, 4th of July is coming up, so let's do some marketing around it. Okay, well, what will you do with it? So then, if you look at the doing section, this is where you will talk about your owned blogs and your press releases. You do not have to have all of this filled out. That means you don't have to do all of this work, meaning don't do a press release every month, please. We don't want it. The media doesn't want to hear from you every month, maybe. Okay? Just remember that. Now, one thing you could do every month is owned blogs or content, whatever you want to call it. Content could be a video. You want to do those owned pieces once a month for SEO. That's it. SEO, AIO, AI meaning ChatGPT, whatever you want to call it. You need to be up in the search engines. So we do active things. And if we put ourselves on a schedule every month to talk about a certain timely topic, we might do it. Okay. And then the extra part, this is where is kind of like fun stuff or maybe serious stuff. So fun stuff could be National Donut Day or serious things like breast cancer awareness month or how to get out of debt month, that kind of thing. Now, we just want to put all of the pertinent dates, even the interesting ones that are kind of fun for cultural type social media, but not too interesting for like a PR hook. We just want to put all of them in the extra section. The extra section is at the bottom because well, we might just not do anything with it. But oftentimes we pull from the extra section when we are kind of either having issues, meaning like a press release isn't landing, we need a hook. Got to kind of look at the extra section and see what's happening in the world with these interesting dates. And then we might want to look at the extra section for what else? Oh, well, if we don't have anything to post about that day for social media or something like that, like it's just nice to have these just in case. Okay. So the doing section really, this is where you can get it. That's the confusing part because it's like, well, when do you start working on these things? So I have the doing section in here just to remind you that Well, you have to do something with it. And what are you going to do? Who knows what we're going to do? But the problem with it is like you have to sometimes start working on things like maybe 3 months ahead in the PR world, if not more. So oftentimes then we'll use a different calendar for that. So like, oh, okay, 3 months ahead of July. Let's remember to work on the July PR. And so anyway, and also you'll see I have the audiences in here, and this is where we can kind of match audiences with campaigns so that we can kind of vet or again, because too many ideas are a bad idea. So if we have a lot of ideas and we're stuck with time, we don't have a lot of time, we look at our audiences and we can literally tally up the audiences. That's what the column at the bottom with audiences, where it says tally the audiences. Um, we can literally tally those up and see how many times we're hitting a certain audience. And if we're over budget on our time with that particular audience, we will drop the campaign and make room either for something else, non-marketing related, or a different marketing campaign that hits another audience. Anyway, that's what my blog post is about this month, and it's quite detailed. And I would just say that in the blog post, there's a little link to download this worksheet. And this is just kind of like to get you going. This is not like your real plan. This is kind of like the first tab of your marketing plan. Like if you're doing it in sheets, we have this kind of thing as our first tab. Then multiple tabs kind of dig into each topic, right? Um, and then let's see. Oh, so look at the blog post if you want. Then if you're still intrigued, I'm offering a free chapter of my second book, A Practical Guide to Public Relations. The free chapter actually explains this in more detail and probably like a little less confusing. And it also has the little sheets for you to download and examples. I actually did an example for B2B company, like filled it in, and a consumer company. So you could maybe kind of like understand a little bit more of what I am working on or what I'm suggesting you work on. Okay, happy planning.